Welcome back, everyone, to the Dirty 20 Dungeons and Dragons. Yeah!
Yeah, second recording.
Alright, so my name is Jason, and joining me is
Alicia,
Jonathon, Jacob,
And Theo.
We also have special guests with us. Joining us again is
Jonathon,
and we have
C-Dogg!
Yeah! Alright, we'll go with C-Dogg. So, if you remember last time, we had special guest character, which was Plaur the Dwarf, and he will be voiced by C-Dogg. So now we are starting on chapter 4.1 in our Heroes of Light campaign adventures, and a lot has happened in the last chapter. So I'm going to turn time over to Theo to give us the recap.
Thanks, Jason. So, the last time that we left you guys off, our heroes had fought off what was thought to be King Horgarn's father. Ended up turning out to be a devil called a Balor. For those of you that remember, it was a giant-looking devil with a electric-looking sword and a fire whip. After our heroes, I think it took a little bit of time to actually beat him, considering that some of you were missing a lot. But but eventually our heroes do end up taking down this Balor, in which afterwards our heroes head towards the mansion, kind of castle keep, in which there is a little bit of hesitation from the guards. After Horgarn's mom says to the guards to let them into the castle keep, our heroes make their way inside, only to find out that, and I should also backtrack a bit, there was a samurai that helped them fight the Balor. Anyway, so our heroes make their way inside to the keep, in which this mysterious samurai figure who wasn't speaking looks at Horgarn's mom and looks pretty intense, pretty riled up at something. Eventually, Alicia decides, something is off about this, and after looking at the hand, realizes there is a ring on the finger. Horgarn as well realizes this, but he doesn't think anything of it. And so Alicia decides to speak with her staff, Enepis. Enepis, after a brief conversation, is given temporary control over Alicia's body, in which Enepis is able to cast Dispel Magic on this ring. After the Dispel Magic has been casted, the mother goes into a, what would you call it, a tirade, a rampage, sort of a fit, thank you, vocabulary. But the mother goes into a fit of rage, and she takes off the ring and chucks it. It's at this point that our mysterious samurai takes off his mask and reveals that he can now talk and speak. A fight does break out between them, as it is revealed that it is not actually Horgarn's mother, but rather his auntie, Jocasta Nu. Bum, bum, bum. After the fight has ensued, she decides she's going to hightail it out of there and begins to disappear through a spell. Kalsifer decides he's not going to have any of that, and he says, you know what? Suck on my dagger. And he throws a dagger and manages to pierce her into the shoulder, in which the dagger does return due to it being a magical dagger. 4 Dread Knights then appear, and a fight breaks out between our heroes and these Dread Knights, who are clothed in all black. 5 of them? Oh, thank you. I just was told it was 5.
always forgot about number 12.
Yeah, that's the number 12.
That's true. Number 12 always escaped my mind. After the fight broke out, 3 of them ended up being defeated in a rather quick manner. However, the last 2 decided they were going to pull out a little bit of a hat trick, a trick move, and they combined together to create a greater Dread Knight. The fight continues on, and this fight gets to be a little bit more bloody as some of our heroes begin to get bruised up, and eventually they are successful in defeating this greater Dread Knight. and we pick up actually right after that incident, and we'll pick right back up with a bit of roleplay right now. So, it's open roleplay. You guys had just got done defeating this Greater Dread Knight, and it is now... Whew.
Glad that's over.
So,
Well, obviously that's not my mom, as we all found out.
or your dad. So we need where?
Yes, both of my parents are gone. Do you guys think they're at the orc camp?
I think it's a big possibility.
Hmm.
What are you gonna do with Harm? Are you gonna take power or until?
Heck yes, I'm gonna take power. Well, obviously, like someone's going to need to handle the situation while we're gone. I believe like there were 4 guards that came in, right?
Correct. There were and are 4 guards currently standing there. I'll go ahead and put them out on the board right now.
So I asked one of the guards, "Hey, who is one of the senior, I guess, executive officers, other than my dad, my mom, and Lord Harrington?"
So there's an older guard that kind of speaks up, and he says to you, "To be perfectly honest, sir, we don't even know. We're just kind of part of the local town guard. We don't really know anything as far as how the company is working after the rework."
Horgarn, remember when we entered the town, the guard that led us through the town? He was a higher warrior from a different trade company.
Yeah.
And your father, quote, quote, put him in charge of at least some of the stuff there. Maybe we can try talking to him.
It could, but then once he realizes what's going on, he might seize power, and then we're gonna have to fight him.
But if it wasn't really his father that put him into power, is he on
Well, that's true.
the devil's side, or is he on his father's
Well,
side, or is he
at the
completely
very
oblivious?
least, maybe talking to him, we'll find out where we can go next.
I don't like
You
it.
can always leave a doppelganger of yourself.
I was thinking about that. Or we could use the doppelganger
At
when going
this-
into the tribe.
At this point, go ahead and roll perception for those of you that would like to roll a perception at this point. 18, good roll.
23.
23, very good.
22.
Oh, wow,
It's
nice.
perception plus
Perception, yep.
So it's 21.
Wow.
7.
Okay, well, good try. You're a little kind of shocked after what had happened.
I'm just tired.
And Pilar just a 9. Okay. For those of you that rolled anything above a 10, which I think was 4 of you out of you see that the door opens to the mansion. There's a maid that's leading 4 cloaked figures. They look like they are dressed in kind of monk-looking robes. One of them appears to have just like what appears to be a small blade attached to the outside of the robe.
These assassins from Assassin's Creed.
Well, not assassins necessarily, but you never know. But the maid leads these 4 cloaked figures. Behind them is... But eventually they do walk up towards you guys, and the maid does say to you, Master Horgarn, it appears you have some visitors, some guests. And she bows to you, and she makes her way out. The older town guard says, would you like us to stay with you, sir, or are we allowed to go about our business? Relay the word to the other guards, perhaps, or something.
Yes, tell everyone that what has happened around here, and that I am interim ruling right now.
As you say, Your Majesty.
Oh, and also, Lord Harrington's a bad guy, so if you see him, then arrest him.
Yes, my lord, absolutely.
Because he is in cahoots with those devils and death knights that you saw.
You heard him, men. Let's go. The 4 guards walk out with the maid, leaving these 4 looking monk figures with you guys in the room. They do bow to you. One of them has an eye patch on his right eye. And, right eye. Not my left, my right. And they bow and they say to you, "Good evening, your majesty."
Good evening. Which I assume is evening time now.
It is evening time. When you guys started this fight, it was probably around 6 o'clock in the afternoon or at night. It's around 7, roughly 7 o'clock at night. We have come from the mountains, and we have heard of the doings of the city. More specifically, recently what has happened with supposed devils and slave trades. We were hoping to speak with you on this matter.
Alright, let's talk.
Perhaps in private. It's for your ears only.
Why is that?
We do not know these other people, and we don't know if they can be trusted.
You question our integrity?
It's not necessarily that I question your integrity, Master Dwarf. I just do not know you and would much rather be safe than sorry.
Horgarn, I didn't realize that you knew monks.
I didn't realize that either. No, everyone here is fine. We all fought together and defeated Death Knights and such. So, yeah, they're welcome to stay.
Very well. One of them kind of speaks up into the. He kind of walks up to the older monk, looking monk with the eye patch. He whispers in his ears, we have met them before. I thought they looked familiar, especially that one over there," pointing to Kalsifer.
You don't have a gem in your eye, do you?
I don't have a gem in my eye. I'm missing my eye, unfortunately.
The last guy I met...
But you may recognize us, I think, perhaps, as they take off their robes. You can see that they do transform.
Captain!
They do transform into what appears to be 4 looking wolf-like men.
Nope, not Captain.
One of them has the shorter blade does extend out onto both of his arms. Looks like there's thunder attached to the blades. And he says, "I believe you helped us retrieve our stone from a fat dwarf." You were in the forest. I was. I thought you might have looked familiar, but I can't really tell with one eye. It's a bit hard nowadays. I hope you'll forgive me.
Didn't you recognize us, like, back then?
My man did.
Oh, okay.
I did not.
Oh, okay. I thought you were... Okay, never mind. So what brings you into town and such? An alliance, an accord?
Exactly. We were hoping that you would consider the idea of establishing a trade between our people, as well as ending this slavery that has started within your town.
I'm all for it. What's the catch?
No catch. We'll make sure that the city is kept safe from devils and demons, and we will make sure that our own men walk among yours. As a precautionary means, in case any devils or brotherhood members.
And these are the were-men creatures?
Correct.
That we met earlier?
They're actually a race of shifters that are essentially like were-touched people, but they're not overtaken by a sense of bloodlust, where most were-touched people are.
Can I roll an insight to see if he's lying and maybe has ulterior motives?
Yeah, go for it.
Without me revealing that.
Yeah. You can size them up. Go ahead and size them up.
Of course, no slave trade sounds good to you.
8 total.
8 total.
Mm-hmm.
You are actually very baffled by this.
What? Stop slavery?
Not necessarily in the sense. You are a bit baffled in the sense of last time they had talked to you, they had pretty much told you guys that they were going to keep to the mountains and keep to themselves.
Yeah, keep to themselves.
20 for it, so.
And so it seems like that there is no ulterior motive.
What about with me? I rolled a dirty 20.
Dirty 20.
Okay, well, next time, do me a favor. Let me know you're actually going to roll. Don't just.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, let me know ahead of time. But yeah, it seems like he's very genuine in his offer. It doesn't seem like there's necessarily an ulterior motive. It just seems like more of he probably wants to get back out into the world and more specifically, trying to be, I guess you would say, on the right side of history.
Horgarn, he kept his word last time. Gives us no reason to believe that he won't do it this time.
Well, the other guy kept his word. Well, if they're all in the same group.
It's the same man. The man that was there that we gave.
Is it the same man?
It is the same.
Well, I thought you said it was a different man.
He just couldn't recognize us at first. Because with one eye.
Humans. A lot of them look
Once
the same.
he transformed into his werewolf form, he was able to sniff you out.
Oh, okay.
He was struggling with the one eye. He's an older looking man, for sure.
Alright, sounds good.
Very good. I will make sure that my people protect the city in case you decide to leave.
Nice. That sounds good.
With that being said, you all look like you should rest up. You look pretty banged up and bruised.
I could use a nap.
We definitely need a long rest.
With that, they bow and...
Oh wait, before you leave, do you have any information regarding this, regarding a nearby orc tribe, or any information regarding this city before we entered about like devils and misdeeds and other things?
We had caught a scent of devils possibly around the northern encampments. Towards the Orcish tribe as well as the major city up north. Other than that, we will keep a nose out and our ears peeled for any suspicious activities pertaining to this Brotherhood cult that we've heard of.
What major city up north?
So that city, I don't know if you guys remember, but I'll go ahead and tell you now. There's 4 major cities. There's Aiden Aurora, which is kind of in the south kind of area.
Yeah.
Then you have a major city in the east, one in the west. So Karn is kind of, the Elvish city is one of those major cities in the east. Up north is more of like dwarven kind of territory. And then never eat. So eastward, never eat shredded wheat. So eastward is more of the like gnomish territories, the halflings, stuff like that. More of those smaller races, the inventing type races.
What's this guy's name again?
Ronan.
Oh, Ronan. There we go.
Yes. But Ronan does say to you, we will urge caution. We are not exactly sure how many members of this Brotherhood cult went up there, but there were a group of humans about 2 to 3 days ago that ended up leaving with a orc.
Do we have any extra Brotherhood cloaks that might still have their scent on them? We could slip them?
Yeah.
That way they'd be at least able to track something that's similar in that scent.
I can send one of my scouts to go up ahead to aid you in your journey. At least temporarily to scout the area.
To scout ahead?
Yes.
It's a little dangerous. Tell your man to be careful.
We are always careful.
Sounds good.
He nods to the guy next to him, the younger man who spoke in his ear. He nods and then he just basically kind of walks out, getting ready, or at least you would assume is getting ready to head up north. The other 3 transform back into humans, and they go about essentially to walk around the city and to kind of keep their word and taking care of the city.
Alright, sounds good.
I would like to go to sleep. I'm very tired. And I almost died.
Kind of almost died.
I'm also exhausted.
I'm sleeping right here.
So
In the middle of the road.
Nice.
No,
Nice.
where's the castle?
I guess we'll just talk about everything else in the morning then? Is that what you guys want to do? You just want to talk game plan tomorrow morning?
I'm down now. I'm not getting up.
Alright, I guess I'll just find a room in this headquarter place and just go to sleep.
Okay.
Well, the guards are already, doing their stuff. So.
Correct. The guards are out and about. Ronan is...
Actually...
Yes.
Yeah.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say, before I do go to bed, I kind of want to roll a perception to see if there's anything in the room that
Absolutely.
we fought in to see if there's any key items.
Yeah. Go ahead and roll to see if there are any type of items.
Would this be perception or investigation?
So perception is like looking around. Investigation would be like you're trying to specifically look for like passageways, specific items in particular. You're trying to look for. So I would say go ahead and roll a perception check.
Just to notice things,
Yeah.
like just to see if anything out of the ordinary.
Right.
Okay.
And see if there's anything out of the
While
ordinary.
he's doing that, I'm rolling out my sleeping bag from my couch, from my bag, and I'm curling up into a corner.
Absolutely.
So dirty 20.
Dirty 20, nice. You do not see anything out of the ordinary. There is what looks to be maybe like a gem that's sitting on the armrest of this throne type chair. But it just looks like it's a gem and it's just kind of chilling there.
I would like to inspect this gem.
Okay, go for it.
Would this be?
Are you looking for traps around the gem? Are you looking to see if it's magical?
I want to see if it's. What you said, traps.
I did say traps, but it doesn't mean that there's a trap. Or is there?
It's a trap.
It's a trap!
Well, first I'll investigate to see if there is a trap around this throne, whatever,
Yeah, go
or
ahead.
gem, or whatever.
Go ahead and roll
So-
investigation. What are the rest of you doing while he's looking?
I'm sleeping.
I went to bed.
Sleep.
Sleeping.
You guys just all fell
you
asleep.
guys.
Hey, I was down
Light-
2 health points.
Lightweights.
I got down
This
to
is how we
7.
do. This is how we do in the wild. We
I'm
just
down to
keep
8.
on
Not all of
pushing.
us have an OP crossbow.
I
and sit in the back.
So 16.
16. There's no traps around it.
Okay, so now I want to, just roll Arcana
Okay.
to see if the gem is magical in any way.
Yep, go ahead.
So 14.
It is not. It is just a ruby gem.
I swipe it.
Take it. Yeah, it's just sitting there.
Technically, it's yours, right?
Is there,
I guess it is mine now.
is there anything else you would like to do at this time before you go night-night?
Well, I rolled perception to see if anything in the room was out of the ordinary, which nothing.
Correct. There's nothing out of the ordinary. In fact, several guards do look at you, a bit puzzling.
What, the guards are still here?
They come in to make their rounds. The maids do as well, obviously, to tidy up, make sure things are tidy. But
Just a quick conversation between them. We don't actually have to do actual dialogue, but I just asked them, is there anything out of any key items or anything out of the ordinary in this building?
yeah,
that they notice?
they don't. They basically tell you that there's nothing out of the ordinary. There was a gem that was being inspected by the king and the queen.
Was that
Before you guys had arrived a day earlier.
was that the same gem?
Same gem.
Oh, okay.
They were just looking at it. The maid tells you, one of the maid tells you that she overheard them possibly talking about trying to enchant this with something, but that she doesn't really know what type of enchantment they were trying to get put onto it.
Hmm.
But she just kind of went about her business as usual.
Alrighty.
So.
Alright, I find a bed to go to sleep.
Okay, a bed, or would you like to camp out with the rest of them?
Aren't they just camping out in the
In the
room?
throne room, yeah.
I was laying on. I was
I'd
sitting
like
in the
it
throne.
noted that I sleep with my eyes open.
Wow, okay. Pilar, you just see Pilar as she's just lying there staring up at the ceiling.
Creepy.
Gandalf the Grey, wide-eyed.
But you can try to find it. You can go find a bed if you would like. They can take you to a bed. One of the maids can show you to where the bedroom's at.
Some of your maids can take you to
Yes,
a bed.
my maid. Take me to a bed. It's been far too long.
Oh my god.
Bring the other maids.
Oh my gosh.
How
Where
many
are
other
you?
maids would you like?
All of them.
So 12 guys walk with you into a room.
12 maids. Specific here, maids.
So she.
You don't think guys could be maids too?
She says
Female
you,
maids.
she kind of blushes a bit, at the thoughts of you getting all of these maids into one room. Go ahead and roll persuasion.
Oh my-
just waiting
So,
for me to come in with you.
hold on a second. This persuasion, right?
Yes.
So that's an 8.
She blushes and she says, "Oh, Master Horgarn, you're so funny as usual." And
I would have it beat a 20, right?
she shows you to a bedroom. She says, "We'll make sure you have everything you need. Don't worry." And she walks off.
Just like the good old days.
Each of you do lie down at night. And basically you guys do end up getting a full rest. So you make sure you guys are fully healed. All your spells are reset. At this time, I am going to turn the Dungeon Master chair over to my special guest, John.
Interesting.
So, y'all woke up pretty much at the exact same time, hearing what sounds to be music being played. The words are pretty much the exact same chant of "Time to wake up, time to wake up."
Kalsifer, your imps are doing it again.
Just throw the rug in the middle of
The dwarf will be probably the first one to realize that he's no longer sleeping on the ground, but in a bed.
Where am I?
In the center of the room is 3 statues playing music while singing. The entire room is one circular room with 2 doors, 1 window. There's banners in between every single bed except for where the doors and the window is. The wood is of like cherry wood floor. You can see what looks like a sunset behind a blind where the window is.
Dang it, Victor. If you stole us again, I'm going to kick your butt.
Whoever gets out of bed first, the statues will immediately turn back to stone and not able to play anymore.
If you guys have seen the My Hero Academy, the teacher that can erase quirks, forgot his name, Eraserhead.
Eraserhead,
He's always in
yeah.
a sleeping bag.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I did. I'm still in my sleeping bag. I sit up and I stand up out of the bed in my sleeping bag looking around.
Oh, you're in a normal bed wrapped in like purple sheets.
What the heck? You stole my sleeping bag?
At the end of each bed is a chest, and if you look inside the chest, you will see all your gear is there.
Am I not wearing my gear either?
Oh, that's personally up to you.
Okay, I was like, dang, did you change me too? You
No.
better give me
How did I
fresh
get into
undies.
these clothes?
Thank you.
Wow, these underwear are silk.
So,
What am I
what do you guys want to do? You're in this room.
And there's nobody else there with us?
Nope.
I'm rolling a perception to see what's around here.
I stand up immediately. Because I don't like being...
The moment you get up, the statues turn to stone and no longer play.
Are the statues
Yeah,
already
it's-
stone?
No, well, yeah, but, petrified.
I've been around too many days. I know this place. A history check.
Be my guess.
8.
You have experienced something like this before if you've been around like adventure guilds. This seems like to be one of those party bedrooms where a party can go and rest.
Did you roll a perception, Kalsifer?
I did, I only got a 12.
Have you ever been in a adventure guild before?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Then you probably would have the exact same experience as him. This is some party bedroom.
How the heck did we get here?
Roll an Arcana check!
Well, Arcana's not really going to do anything, but I'll do
Just
it.
because, we magically ended up here somehow, so I'm just gonna say, oh, what's going on here? Magic funny business
I got a
English.
16.
60?
Yeah.
And what?
Arcana.
Those statues might be magical.
Oh,
Oh, 11.
that, yeah.
So I stood up immediately, not knowing where I was, because I've had too many run-ins with not knowing where I am. So I rolled a 20.
Is that for our
Perception.
perception? Okay, perception.
Like I said before, there's banners of what look to be like from armies and other other adventurers are hanging up on the walls, except for where the windows and the 2 doors are. And you'll notice that even though the sun is rising behind this blind, it's moving kind of faster than what you would seem to be as normal.
What do these banners look like?
Yeah. It's
One looks like a skull of an orc biting on a snake. Another looks like a raven attacking a moon. There's a few that look similar, but one is burnt. And the of what to be falcons. And there's one of what to be a feather above a castle.
Okay, well, I'm just gonna get out of bed and start equipping all my stuff. Grab all my stuff in the chest.
Yeah, I put all my stuff on back.
Can I do a history check about banners?
Be my guess?
I'll do a history check on the banners too.
I lay back down.
This bed is much too
You got a
comfy.
10?
Yeah.
You never seen these banners
I
before.
definitely haven't seen them. I only got a 7.
You should just go back to sleep.
I'm too old for this.
Oh, sorry.
Alright, so me
Maybe
and
if we wake
some
up, we'll be in a different room.
I'll
So-
go around when you figure this out.
I motioned Hesken to come with me to go open the door.
Go and open the door.
And then when we open the door, we see...
The door to the right or the door to the left?
Oh, there's 2 doors? I thought it was 2
Yeah,
windows.
I said
Two
2.
doors.
I said
I
two.
opened the right door.
Right door?
I open
Yes.
the left door, and I don't enter. I just open it. Just to
Roll
look.
perception?
Do I have to roll perception too?
I got a nat one.
You got a 1.
You got...
But
It's a tiny room with pots.
Pots?
pots.
I rolled 20.
Victor, you gotta stop growing pot in your house, and you don't have enough electricity for this.
I got 22.
You got 22? It looks to be a hallway filled with doors.
Yeah, great.
Oh,
Victor!
he screams out after me or anything.
No.
Hesken, what's in that door?
At this point,
Pots.
the room is getting
Yeah.
filled with even more light from the window.
Can I inspect the freaking window?
Be my guess.
I want to see if there's a latch or anything that I can open it and crawl out. 16 plus 3, so 19.
Are you going to open the blind or just leave
You
it?
said we could see through the window, so I thought...
No, I said there's sunlight through the blind.
Oh,
There's a blind over the
I'm
window.
gonna open up the blinds and check it, so if there's anything...
The moment you flip the blind, the entire room goes dark.
Oh my god.
Oh, Victor.
You will see.
Kalsifer!
You will see that the night sky is filled with no stars, but with a mixture of rainbow colors. And you see a city. This is the city you see.
Whoa. That's pretty freaking cool.
Is that anything more?
No.
Big. Much wider. It's all about
Yeah, but that was.
You'll also notice in the distance looks to be a very large broken wall.
It's China.
China.
China number 1.
Once in a while you see what to be ships being carried by balloons flying by.
Hey, it's up.
No, it's like the spaceport from Treasure Planet.
Oh, that's even better.
I like this place already. Anyways,
We
so,
thought you would like it.
Climbing out the window.
You
I'm
want
like-
to climb out of the window.
No, I'll drop to my death.
well, I
I've heard
I-
tales of this place.
that would be
Mr. Trick.
Yeah.
18.
18? You can lie. 60? You can lie.
You can lie?
You can lie.
I've heard fables that these ships can float around the entire world.
That'd be pretty cool.
Alright, well, that's an interesting story, Pilar. But while you were just jabbering away, I found this hallway full of doors. You guys want to come with me and try and open all these doors? See which one leads
yes.
to which?
I do. I'm gonna go down the hallway.
I've seen way too many Saturday morning cartoons where they're popping out one direction. I don't want to do that yet.
I'm staying in this bed until you can yell and tell me it's clear.
Is that the hallway? The map?
No.
So how
You-
many doors are there?
There are about 18 closed doors. But if you go further down, you'll see that there are open doors, and in each one of these doors are just rooms for like conversations or chats. But
Like sitting rooms, kind of?
yeah, they're like private talking rooms.
What is this, the game room?
Yeah, I was like,
Playing Dungeons and Dragons in those rooms?
Well, since you two have been in adventure guilds before, you would know that these are for private sessions for talking about deals for adventuring.
So what, are we in like an abandoned adventurers guild?
Seems like it. Further down, you start to see like shields, swords, armor, and underneath them are plaques that says some name and the date that they retire. And then you start to see tables and chairs where people can lounge around, and that's when you start to see a smoked dragon fighting another smoked dragon.
As in a real smoke dragon fighting a smoke dragon, or a picture?
They're flying around the room.
Think of something kind of like where Gandalf and Bilbo were smoking their pipes.
oh,
Oh, okay.
And it looked like how there's a shipwright sailing. Think of something like that, but with dragons.
Okay, got it. Like,
I go to see if I can swipe the armor and weapons.
Be my guess.
Wow.
Remember
these
what happened
like
the last
historic
time?
weapons,
What are you gonna do
you're
with
gonna try
armor
and
and
steal them?
Hey, they're like.
Horgarn's a klepto.
Can I roll a perception to see if they're like legendary? Maybe that's what we're here for. We're trying to get the last legendary weapon.
Maybe, but we did fall asleep. Was anybody awake? Did anybody touch anything maybe before we fell asleep?
You guys did sleep on the floor, and I'm the
Well-
only sane one to sleep on the bed.
You're the only one that would know we've slept on the floor, so what? Did you do something after we all fell asleep?
I went to the bed.
Did you touch anything?
I touched the maid.
Other than a maid.
They don't need to know that.
I mean, somebody had to have touched something.
I touched her hand.
A maid
Sickos.
is blushing somewhere.
Enough with the dang maid.
But I like my maids.
Oh.
Anyways, I'm gonna roll perception to, or I guess would be perception to inspect these weapons and armor.
Be my guess.
So that would be a 23.
They look very old and worn out,
Okay.
and they don't seem like they're very magical at all.
Okay. Well, I touch one. I just touch
You
it with my
get
finger.
zapped.
You zapped. You feel pain.
Roll a d6 for me.
Hopefully it gets blasted against the wall and touches another one and gets zapped again.
So I took full damage. Full 6.
Yes!
You get flown across the room, and you take
You should have laid in
all
bed,
6
boy.
damage.
Plaur's over here still laying under his goose down blankets.
I know how to be comfortable.
You actually hit you flew far enough to hit one of the tables where people enjoy their meals, and that's when you can hear a female giggling and laughing while a guy is talking about something about elves.
But there's nobody around. I'm just hearing voices.
Did we hear this
Nope.
in the hallway or just?
If you're close enough to where the meal, pretty much the food court is, you probably would have.
You're the DM. Are we close enough to it to hear it?
Sure, why not? I'm laid back.
Okay, so I'm going to cast my shield spell.
I
just
never
in
could
case.
understand elves. Always so pompous.
I'm going to cast my shield spell just in case anything happens.
You want to waste a level 1 spell?
Yes?
Yeah,
Last time I
that means
almost
no.
died.
Okay. Yeah. Nice knowing you. Since you're the closest to the
End of the hall or something?
end of the hall, you will realize that you're actually on the second floor.
Okay.
and below you is a tiefling smoking a pipe.
Oh.
And on his arm is what to be a high elf.
On his arm?
Just,
under his
just like
A tattoo? Or
It's a blow up one.
No, it's
Ah.
she's put her arm around his.
Okay.
but she's wearing like barmaid's clothes. So it looks like her but with barmaid's clothes.
This is the high elf.
The high elf.
I'm immediately smitten.
You just can't concentrate anymore. You're just like,
He's basically the Brock of the group.
Brock.
Brock from Pokemon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Marry me, Nurse Joy.
Officer Jenny.
The tiefling blows out 2 more dragons to fight in the area. And you guys will start to notice inside the first floor, hanging from the ceilings, are actual banners. And all of you except for the dwarf have seen these banners before.
The 5 rose banners, right? Or is it 6? Ooh, nice.
Oh, you went and made them.
Ooh.
Beautiful.
Sorry you guys can't see this, but these are some pretty good banners.
I'm going to be sending the pictures to my brother to put onto the channel so you guys can see them.
Yeah, if you can scan it and then email it to me, I could probably include that in the video. Some of them are very.
At this point, I
Some,
walk behind
some of them are
him.
very Zelda-like. Alrighty.
Eventually, I make my way up and behind Horgarn to see the site as well. See what's going on with it.
You see the banners, and then you see the tiefling, which you all guys know for a fact is Kaizar.
Pilar, get out of bed. We're on the 2nd floor.
Well, I'm coming. Give me a minute.
He's bumping down the hallway.
Yeah.
And that will be
Hey,
the last artwork for a while now.
That's okay.
Hey, Hesken, look, it's your god.
Kaizar!
Oh, my
Okay.
friend! You guys are finally awake!
Hey, how's it going?
Why
I'm
are we
fine.
here?
You knew we were awake. I shouted multiple times.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Mhm.
And he pops a bit more.
Why are we here?
Ah, yes. But before I talked about what I need to talk about, let me introduce you to my friend here, which I need to get my notes. Her name is
Madam Giggles.
Henka Sarlu.
Ah,
Saru.
Madam Giggles.
Gesundheit.
it is.
To spell her name is HENKASURU.
What was it again?
Kaizar. I'll
H-E-N.
never remember that. Know me? It'll be Madam Giggles.
H-E-N-K-A-S-E-R.
She glares at you. And then she speaks orc.
This thing that I don't know.
Wait,
what.
an elf.
It's a good thing I know it.
I know
What'd she
it.
say?
Oh no, I
High
don't.
elf.
Little man with little junk.
Don't speak ill of the little.
I
You speak orc?
I chuckle
Oh,
slightly
no,
to
no.
myself.
That's hilarious.
So she's an elf that can speak orcish.
She looks at the
A
dwarf.
man of Horgarn's heart. Or a woman, I should say.
Yeah, why would you say man?
She looks at the dwarf and greets you in dwarfish, saying, "Welcome to my guild."
Thank you for your hospitality.
She looks at the other elf, speaks Elvish, saying, "Welcome to my guild." She looks over to the dragonborn, speaks Draconic, saying, "Welcome to my humble home." Draconics don't have the word guild in their language. And then she looks at the orc and says, "Yo."
Yo. And then I say, my legs, there's something wrong with my leg after I took a little tumble. Do you have something for that?
Yeah. And she gets up and she walks off.
I was really hoping her to inject some kind of syringe in your leg.
Like a little sister from Bioshock.
Yes.
After a bit, she comes back and she brings a shot of some liquid.
What kind of drink is this? It's not something that's gonna make me pass out, right?
It's hell water.
Hell water?
Hell water.
What's
Right.
hell water?
Drink it and find out.
I don't want to.
See? Told you she's Madam Giggles.
So then I guess your leg's not that injured now, is it?
Well, why, if this hell water is going to help me, why don't you just call it healing water? Hell water just sounds kind of hellish.
We are in a tiefling kingdom.
Well, I'm a man! So I swipe it and I drink it. One shot!
Oh, man.
Now, are you lying about your leg?
Hmm?
Are you lying about your leg?
No. I did take 6 points of damage, so my leg is a little sore.
Then you're healed back.
Woo!
If you lie, you will take more damage.
Ooh.
Sneaky, sneaky.
Good to know.
You're my kind of woman.
Now, she turns over to Kaizar and speaks in Infernal. Does anyone know Infernal, or...
I believe
No.
I do, actually.
You do.
I don't.
That's a part of your pact.
Yeah.
I'm letting you speak in Infernal.
Okay.
She says, "Are you sure these are the ones?" And Kaizar says, "Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it." In Infernal, it's like, okay. And it's like, I gotta go back to doing more work. It's a pleasure meeting you all.
But
And
pleased to meet you too.
so she gets up and she walks over to the door to outside the guild, opens it up. The moment the night, the darkness washes over her, she disappears. And the door closes.
It's like Howl's Moving Castle. The different warp doors.
Now then, back to business. I brought you all here for a job.
Job.
Another
Another
Yes.
quest?
Yes, a quest.
For that last legendary weapon?
Legendary weapon? What are these things you speak of? They sound fascinating. Might have to collect them for my collection.
He does like collecting weapons.
You did.
But he did give you one
He did.
of them.
I have
Yeah.
3 of those, so they're not that big deal.
Can I have one?
No.
Dang it.
Now then, I need you. This is kind of embarrassing, I have to confess, but someone had went to my vault and put a spell on it, not letting me be able to go in. I need you guys to go there and turn it off.
You're a god.
Yeah, are you not a god?
Ah,
So the
But you
spell is
see-
like god level spell. Alright. Alish, go for it.
Okay.
I need to wrap these things up before my date. So if it's not too much trouble, I would love it if you guys would go turn it off. Let me go in to check things out, and I'll send you guys on your merry way. That's simple.
Kaizar, you could just snap your dang finger and take that exact same room and just add an extra entrance.
Are
Like he
you
does.
saying I'm not a powerful god?
No, I'm saying you are. Why are you asking us for help?
Is it not adventurers' jobs to take on quests?
It's an adventurer's job to take on a quest willingly, not be ported into a room randomly and then be given a job that god could easily handle.
Oh, so in other words, you want to go back home.
I'm not sure. I'm a little worried about it. Last time we did a job for you was kinda weird.
Yeah, but he did get made king.
There's all
We did get my
It's all-
Dragonborn city.
Well, I'm the only one
Back.
not related to any kingness, and I don't want to be, so let's not deal with that.
It's all vague and
All right,
suspicious the whole
I'll
way.
let you go home.
I am tempted a little, actually.
All you have to
I
do
can't
is
leave,
walk to the edge and jump right off.
But I won't leave my friends.
Ah, good. Now, what do you all say?
I say, what do we get out of it?
I'm always up for a quest for my god.
I am always happy to give.
Kiss her!
Seriously, jeez.
I am more than happy.
Gives me good stuff. Why not?
I am more than happy to give some items that I have in my vault.
Next thing you know, he gives Hesken a fleet of ships. It's like, here you go, Hesken. I give you a sword, a crown, and a kingdom. Next, I'll give you a fleet of ships.
Sorry, no, I can't give those up. They're in my collection.
Who placed this curse?
Is it that
Maybe an ex-lover?
Yeah, that ex-tiefling that we ran into? That you owl-bear clawed her in the face?
No. Unfortunately, this will be someone special to me. Someone close.
And it's a woman.
Someone close to me. That's fine.
It wasn't that main imp, was it?
What was his name again?
Shock.
Huh?
Ralph.
Oh, Ralph. Oh, there's so many of them.
Ralph was the one that kept changing disguises.
Yeah.
So, are you all willing to go?
Sure.
I don't know. I'll go wherever you guys go.
He looks at the dwarf for a moment, and his eyes glow for an instant before fading back.
Your eyes, they light up when they look.
I call it sex appeal.
Run, Plaur!
I can understand.
Yes.
Welcome to Dirty 20, ladies and gentlemen.
He has a thing for small men and gnarled legs.
You mean strong personalities.
So you're all in agreement now, right?
Yeah, sure.
Yes. Where is this vault?
Glad you asked. He snaps his fingers, and you're inside a temple.
No, I don't
Being
like this.
teleported.
Yeah, I don't like this.
I just threw up in the corner.
Do you actually throw up?
Sure, why not?
A gelatinous cube comes out of some corner and starts going over the throw up
Like a
before
robot?
going back.
It's a jello vacuum.
Because I know, I mean, I at least think I know what it is.
Be my guess.
It's a Roomba.
It's not a Roomba.
Jello Roomba.
14 plus... It's 3 plus 2, so 16. I think it's a slime or a jelly or whatever those are.
It's a small gelatinous cube.
Thanks.
It's not big, it's small. And you can get yours for only $5.99.
If it's big, you should be scared.
Alright, where do we need to go?
He gives you a gesture, and as you're going into one door, he pulls the doors open to a stairway that starts to go down. You start to notice that in either side of the walls are dragons that's watching you guys go.
Wait,
Live
what?
dragons or statue dragons?
Live dragons. But these are not sentient. These are like dragons that are just wild beasts. Feral creatures.
And they're just like lining. They're just watching us.
They're just watching you. Like they're tame dogs.
Can I approach him?
They're on the opposite side of a clear wall.
Bulletproof glass.
Like I said, I like to collect.
Oh, handsome one. Are you sure this is your vault?
Yes.
Yeah, Plaur, you'll get to know Victor / Kaizar.
Once you finally get down to the last step, there is a simple door. Simple red door. You may enter and enjoy yourselves. Oh, there is one thing.
What happens when you try to open the door?
I go through. Of course not. I'm not allowed to go close to that vault. There is one more thing. And he reaches into his bag and pulls out something. Who's the closest to him?
Me. What is it?
He gives you two
Magical beans.
2 ruby gems.
Okay.
He's like, just keep in mind, safety is the key. And he gestures for you guys to go to the door.
2 ruby gems, huh?
What are you looking at me for?
No reason. Okay, what do these do?
He's not going to answer that. In a straight way, either.
Victor!
Enjoy yourselves.
If there are mates in there, we will. Alright, goodbye, let's go.
Alright.
Alicia, please Arcana check these gems. I'm touching something that
Yes,
could
I will.
explode or turn me into atoms.
Okay, so
Be
I
a
take
total
them
loss.
from you and I do the Arcana check.
Plaur, you'd have no one to be witty with you anymore.
What are these other 6?
21.
Yes! Yes, please tell
They're
me.
rubies.
No magic.
Liar.
No magic.
No magic at all.
No magic at all.
I wish
But they are chiseled, so they are round.
Probably eye sockets of some sort. Okay. We'll see if we can maybe put them into something later on.
I mean, I wasted a good roll.
Darn
But there's not to be any magic.
Hey, this is freaking Victor we're talking about.
Gosh, big deal.
Then I go get one for you.
It's time for the party to stand up.
Yeah.
I don't know why we just can't have
Jason took a freaking gem from the chair, remember?
No, I do remember.
I knew that's what happened. I knew that was freaking what happened.
No.
Don't lie to me, Victor!
What are you talking about? Come on. We're all friends here.
What a turn of event for our heroes. Who locked Kaizar out of his vault? What lies behind the red door? Stick around for the next part of Dungeons & Dragons with the Dirty 20.